about you, but I'm an all or nothing kind of gal. I think it's partially due to my perfectionist side, which can be a good or bad thing, depending on how you look at it. The good side is I tend to throw myself into a project full force, giving it everything I've got. However, the bad side is I tend to wear myself out, and sometimes I can even make myself sick in the process. As I'm getting older, I'm learning that all-nighters aren't as easy to bounce back from as they were in college. That's why this year I've been really trying hard to work on mindset as well as balance to prevent what I like to refer to as creative meltdown. So what is creative meltdown? Well, for me, it tends to be brought on by either mental exhaustion or physical exhaustion, or a combination of the two. As I'm sure you already know, art is an expression of our emotions. But if our emotions are weighed down too heavily with mental exhaustion or even physical exhaustion, you can feel paralyzed to create. For me, it's slightly different than art block, where you just don't know what to create. Typically, when I get hit with this kind of creative meltdown feeling, I usually want to create, and I usually have a pretty good idea of what I want to create, but I either don't have the energy to do it, or if I attempt to do it, I do it with very little success. So how do I prevent creative meltdowns? Well, the very first thing is get enough sleep, and I mean 8 hours or more. The project that I'm toiling on overnight, usually around midnight, is still gonna be there when I first wake up in the morning. And it's probably gonna look a whole lot easier with a fresh set of sleep-filled eyes. The second thing that you can do to prevent creative meltdown is realize life has seasons. So this basically means make your projects fit into realistic expectations. Don't try and tackle a larger project when you have little time or little energy. Rather, just tackle something small and doable, especially if you need to lift your confidence. This can be in color studies, mini paintings, monochromatic studies, basically doing mini projects along the way. And remember, small doesn't mean less, it just means progress. And the third thing that you can do to prevent creative meltdowns is to take breaks. Get your mind focusing on something else, and usually something that you really enjoy and you want to do. For me, this can be done with a good book or a good movie, play, a walk outside, or just going out on the town and having a shopping day. I can't tell you how many times I've actually taken a step back from a project or even a problem that I've been trying to figure out in my head. And just taking that step back has actually helped rejuvenate my creativity as well as get my mental energy up and going again. A perfect example actually of this is what happened to me recently. My husband surprised me with some tickets to see the Broadway show Wicked. And At that moment, I was working really, really hard and long hours on this one particular project, and it was taking a good amount of my time and my energy. So trying to shut my brain off from that project and go and actually enjoy the show was at first a little difficult for me to do. But I have to say, after seeing the play and basically allowing my brain to kind of take a step back from the project that I had been working on, it really did help a lot. It literally was basically a feast for my eyes that fed immediately into my creativity and got my brain churning with new ideas of how to approach the project that I had actually been working on. All that to say, sometimes taking a break or just switching things up can be a really good thing, especially for us as artists. And yeah, I just this week needed to take a little step back and kind of just have a fun time and make sure that I'm not overworking myself. And that's how this video came about. So I hope you enjoyed this. I really would like to know, and please let me know in the comments down below, what are some things that you do to prevent, let's say, creative meltdown, as like what I like to call it, or even art block. That's a common thing that a lot of artists run into as well. Let me know what sort of things that you like to do to just kind of switch things up and get your creative juices going once again. Anyway, I will see you in the next video, and hopefully you enjoyed this, and lots of love, y'all. Bye.